I need to get another high. Have you ever been so high off the smell after your own bum cheek fumes? Nah, me either, mate. I wash regularly. Yeah, cheeky git. Off to an aromatic start, I see. Welcome to the Final Fight review. The Final Fight, the arcade version of the Final Fight, the one that was released in the Xbox 360 and PS3 digital storefronts back in the day. So one could say this has been out for a little while. Well, the arcade game came out in 1989, so that's been quite a while. I would have been, what, like 8-year-old? Jesus Christ, 8-year-old! So I never played it in the arcade when it first came out, but I did in the mid-90s when I went to, the excursions to Blackpool for the weekend that we would do, back in the days when life was fun and we weren't all tracked by our mobile phones, and we still had friends, like childhood friends. I've got none of now. Well, maybe one or two, but actually one childhood friend and a couple of buds that I met through them, So my first experience of Final Fight, I think, was actually in the arcade then at that point, because I didn't have a SNES. The SNES version of Final Fight wasn't the best, only had two characters. Was it Cody and Hagar? I think so. Or is it Hagar? The mayor, that's the next story, The fucking mayor comes out and is like, right, I need to fucking tidy up this city on my own. These polos are pricks. He just starts battering folk over the head with steel. Could you imagine the mayor of New York doing that? It's like, right, I've had enough of these fucking wankers. On! Ha! And then just battering everybody. That'd be great. That'd be one mayor I'd vote for again. Actually, this was supposed to be a fucking Street Fighter sequel back in the day, and it turned out to be its own thing. It used to be called Street Fighter 89, but the first Street Fighter was it was awful. So I guess they thought, well, we can't make this sequel too good, but they did anyway with the Street Fighter 2 game, So it morphed into its own thing, and then a few years later Sega rushed out the door with Streets of Rage. And so the story goes in this game that the mayor's daughter has been kidnapped by a crime syndicate, and the mayor's like, I've had enough of these pricks, and just starts battering folk until they die, So you could batter folk with broken bottles, knives, fucking steel pipes, you name it. Then he pile drives them. So he's basically like an early version of Zangief for the Street Fighter series. Then you've got Cody and Guy, and Cody's like, which one's which again? Is Cody the one in the red and Guy's the one in the blue and white? It's the other way around, isn't it? So Cody is like Axel, and Guy is Shite. And Cody would appear in the Street Fighter Alpha series. One of the bosses of this game would appear in the Street Fighter Alpha series as well, called Sodom. Don't know why I call him Sodom. What a name, eh? He does fucking grape you to death with fucking samurai swords, so I suppose that's why. There's also, remember in Street Fighter 2 you could batter a motor, batter a car that blew up. You can do that in this, and this came first, so yabba dabba donkey doo. It's great fun. Biggest complaints of this game is it's an arcade game, so it's as hard as shite. It's so difficult that it started to taint my love for Final Fight. I don't like it the way I used to. I still recognise that it's a great looking game. You get many enemies on screen at the one time, but too early on in the game it just turns into this fuckfest and you get absolutely battered to death so easily. And mid-level and low-level thugs and mooks do not have any business with having energy bars this long, this early in the game. And you could be faced up to like 8 people at a time. You're like 8 or 9, 10 people, and you're like, just getting a battering because you get stun locked the minute you get hit. So these things happen to the Streets of Rage, but this makes me rage. I didn't even get to the end of the game before I finished. I've got enough fucking footage, enough of this shit. I tried every character and I'm just getting a battering and a battering and a battering. There's only like 6 or 7 stages as well, so my god. And there's challenges in this version, and I'm like, yeah, don't use 9 continues in the first level. I didn't fucking pass that. I get battered into the grunt a million times. The game did come packaged with a game called Magic Sword. I don't know why they just didn't give you Final Fight 2 and 3 that were on the SNES and just sort of tarted them up a wee bit and made them look better. I think I'd have rather had that than Magic Sword. It's just like, it's a sword and sorcery like platform beat 'em up thing. It's got more in common with Golden Axe than it has with anything else. Why is it in that? It seems like a very strange thing to bundle with Final Fight. Probably because they're both arcade games, but why at that point then don't put like Knights of the Round in, because that's a Final Fight style game and it's sword and sorcery aspects and it's a million times better than fucking Magic Sword. Anyway, this game is like, it's just the pinnacle of frustration because it's been balanced to eat money in an arcade cabinet in an old arcade somewhere that reeks of damp. So it is what it is. You don't get penalised too much for using continues because you get infinite continues. And by fuck, you're going to need them if you're not a master of it. Even if you are, I don't know how you're getting through the game without getting an absolute pasting. And on that note, folks, I've talked enough pish. I'll see you all later in the next video of Doom.